Boy, have I got a treat for you. Recently, I did a training with my elite mentoring students where I walked them through how to find deals using Zillow's Homes for Sale by Owner feature. Now, this is a longer training, it's about 45 minutes long, but what I do is I go through a detailed 8-step tutorial with screen caps and everything for how to search and find motivated sellers on Zillow's For Sale by Owner feature. I also go through the 2-step process for how to set up automatic notifications. That way you get notified every time a new For Sale by Owner deal comes out in your market. Now, I want you to stick around to the very end of this video, even though it's long, it's 45 minutes. Stick around to the end because at the end I'm going to share with you my step-by-step cold calling script that I use when I'm talking to these motivated sellers. And I'm going to show you how to get that script for free. So stick around to the end. I hope you enjoy, and let's cut right to the training. One of the things that I've been starting to have more success with, and I'm seeing as a greater and greater opportunity for lead generation, is for sale by owner listings or postings on Zillow. And when this first started happening, you know, I thought, we'll see how this does. And there were some things on there, but now it's really starting to take off. It's becoming more commonplace in the market. People are recognizing that that's a great way to sell their property. And so I want to share with you how to use that as a deal finding strategy in your business if you're not already using it, and share some tricks and techniques and ways that you can really dominate the FSBO, for sale by owner, strategy on Zillow. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is just one nugget in the big realm of finding. Hopefully you find this as a gem and you're able to implement it right away in your business, and it's another way for you to generate leads. When it comes to off-market leads on Zillow or for sale by owner leads on Zillow, there are two different features that Zillow offers for doing this. And one is just the for sale by owner, FSBO, or they kind of shorten it to buy owner on Zillow. And that, again, that's just our for sale by owner. They're off market, no agents involved. So it's kind of cool because Zillow is an on-market tool, free tool for anybody, but now there are off-market leads on Zillow. Pretty cool, right? So there's the for sale by owner category, and then there's also a really cool thing now, if you don't know what this is, it's called Make Me Move. Make Me Move. And it's another feature offered by Zillow that is by owner, no agents involved. So we'll talk about that as well. So first, what's the definition of FSBO, for sale by owner? That's a shortened abbreviation for sale by owner. And it's really just a private seller who posts his or her property for sale on Zillow without an agent. Okay, pretty straightforward. But what you may not know about is the Make Me Move feature. And this is a feature offered by Zillow, and it's a way for homeowners to test the market and gauge potential interest without officially listing their home for sale, which is why they call it Make Me Move. You know, like, give me a price that I can't turn down. Make me a price I can't refuse, and I will move, right? I'll sell it to you. So what happens here is the seller may choose to keep his or her identity anonymous until they wish to share their information, in which case potential buyers can contact the seller via email to discuss further. Now, some Make Me Move posts have their contact information, so that's kind of cool. So it's an option, but a lot of times you'll see where on the Make Me Move postings where there's no contact information, and then you have to reply to the form and start a dialogue with the seller, okay? So that's the Make Me Move feature. Now, why post for sale by owner on Zillow? Why would somebody do that? Let's talk about who this ideal prospect is before we dive in and I show you how to find them. So the number one reason is exposure, right? And by the way, Zillow owns Trulia. They bought them back in 2015. So everyone's probably heard of Zillow. Everyone's probably heard of Trulia. They're one and the same. In fact, when somebody puts a post on Zillow, it automatically puts it on Trulia. You don't even have to post on both. It automatically does it because it's the same company. Kind of weird because their formats are different. So they kind of feel like competing companies, but they're not. They're both the same. So you get exposure on both once you're on Zillow. So it's kind of cool. And Zillow is really, really probably the number one free, deal posting site outside of the MLS, probably the number one outside of the MLS. You know, there's some that are catching up right on their tails, which is Redfin. I love Redfin. On another training, I'll kind of share with you how to use and why I love Redfin. But Zillow is pretty much the most popular. They're in all 50 states. And so somebody would post a for sale by owner ad on Zillow because of the exposure, right? A lot of people are going to see it. 160 million monthly visitors. And this is an interesting fact here. 75% of visitors on Zillow come from mobile devices. So, and by the way, if you don't have it right now, download Zillow on your smartphone, the Zillow app on your smartphone. I use it all the time to search, look at comps, do all kinds of things right on Zillow's mobile app. It's really pretty user friendly. So interesting to know though that 75% of visitors come from mobile. So the point here though is that a seller is going to gain huge exposure if they post their for sale by owner property on Zillow. And the next reason why, which is perhaps the biggest reason why, is it's free. You can post on Zillow your for sale by owner property for free. Okay, so the more people find out about this for sale by owner feature on Zillow, the more you're going to see these by owner postings that are coming on Zillow. Now, why would someone post for sale by owner on Zillow? Or who would be someone that would post for sale by owner on Zillow? Well, retail sellers trying to save on commissions is one reason. Retail, so they're not distressed properties, they're not motivated sellers, they're not really a lead for us. It's just a retail seller, and they're like, you know what, I don't want to pay commissions, I'm going to see if I can sell it on my own. That's a reason. Another reason is that it is a prospect for us. It is a lead for us. It's a motivated seller who has a distressed property, who wants to sell quickly. They want to sell as is, meaning they don't want to do repairs, and they don't want to deal with agents. And there's lots of different reasons why people don't want to deal with agents. They don't want their neighbors knowing about it. Maybe they don't want people coming through their house. They're embarrassed about the condition. They don't want to put pictures that are out on the internet, or, you know, have showings where they got to leave, and all the inconvenience that comes with agents. Some people are just anti-real estate agents, and they just want a cash buyer investor. We love that. That's great. I love that there's that reason behind that, right? Or that there's that motivation to sell without agents, because it allows us to come in and be able to buy houses without dealing with agents. The third thing now is you're starting to see a lot of wholesalers and investors post their properties by owner on Zillow. Why not? Free exposure, right? So you'll see that as well. Now, we're obviously looking for motivated sellers and wholesalers and investors that are posting on the for sale by owner feature. So let's jump in now and let me show you how to do this. Okay, so step one is to go to Zillow.com. Now, if you don't already, you're going to need to create an account. So you can sign in right here or join. Now, it's free to join. You're going to put your email in, create a password, and you really need to create an account. And I'll show you in a little bit why you have to have an account. You can search without an account, but what we're going to do is we're going to save our search, and we're going to get notified of new listings. So you have to have an account to do that. So first thing you do is go to Zillow.com. Now, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to want to click on this buy button, right? You got options here: buy, rent, sell, Zestimate. Click on the buy button, and then you can put in your city and state or your zip code. And then you're going to click search. Now, the next thing that it's going to do is it's going to open up a screen like this. It's going to create a map here, and it's going to outline whatever area you asked for, zip code or city. So in this example, if I go back, I put in Atlanta, Georgia. Under the buy, hit search. So it opens up this window, and then over on the right-hand side, it shows you thumbnail images of each of these properties. So then what I want to do is I want to go to this right here where it says listing type, and I want to click the drop-down menu, and I want to uncheck everything except buy owner and make me move. So I'm going to uncheck everything else. Now it's showing me here that there are 111 postings as of this recording in the Atlanta, Georgia market. There's 111 right now postings, active postings for by owner, and there are another 39 under the make me move feature. Okay, so I'm going to checkbox both of those. Now, if you want to put more filters in, like let's say you're like, well, I'm not interested in anything under 100,000, or I only want to look at 3 bedrooms, that type of thing. Then right across here, you can put in more filters. Right now, I don't have any other filters in because I want to kind of see everything that's out there that is by owner and make me move. Okay, but you could put those filters in there. Just click on these buttons here and then put whatever filters you want to include. Okay, once you've checkboxed those boxes, then it will do the search for you. So then you do the search, and then what it's going to do here is it's going to split the screen right down the middle. On the left-hand side, you're going to see these red and blue dots. Now remember, let me go back up here. Blue dots are the make me move, red dots are the by owner. So when I go back to my map feature, all of these dots here show me which is which. And you can see where these properties are in relation to Atlanta in this case. So what I could do is I could put my mouse over one of these dots and click on it, and then it will show me over here, what that is. But what I like to do here is go over to the right-hand side, and there's 150 homes for sale, right? 111 were by owner, and then 39 were make me move. And then what you can do is you can scroll down through these and look at them. And the first thing that I like to do, so step 4, scroll through the list on the right, looking for your underpriced or distressed leads. So I'm looking at primarily, exterior condition, because a beat up exterior will tell me that that's a potential distressed property. I'm also looking at the price points, because depending on how well you know your market, you might recognize, ooh, that's priced really aggressively. So you got to kind of start to go through these and determine what's a lead, what's not a lead. Step 5 then is to click on an interested lead. So if I click on one of these property icons, it's going to open up a box on top of that screen, and it's going to give me the information. So in this case, I found this one right here. I mean, look how beat up this house is. 2705 Baker Ridge Drive, right here, for sale by owner, 65,000. It says right here, great rehab opportunity in Collier Heights. There are high comps in the area. Okay, so there's this lead that I found and clicked on. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find the contact info. And you'll see here it's got these advertised agents here. Premier agents are just ads. These people are paying to have their post right here. So ignore those, but look right here, property owner. It's got this 404 number. So there's the property owner and their phone number. And then if I scroll down even further towards the bottom of the posting, it says listing provided by owner, and this one actually has a name, Morganic Properties LLC, and then that same number, that 404 number. So between these two, I've got 2 places that give me the phone number. I have the phone number, but this reveals a little bit more. This tells me that the seller is actually an investor, right? How do I know that? Because it's not Jim Wilson, right? It's Morganic Properties LLC. So this is an investor, more than likely a wholesaler, trying to sell their property on this for sale by owner feature on Zillow. Now again, we're looking for what? Motivated sellers, private sellers, and wholesalers. So this is a good lead. It just tells us right here that it's a wholesaler, not a private seller. So scroll down and you find that. Now I'm going to demo this in a second here. I'm just giving you my screenshots first. Then step 7 is we're going to contact this owner. And there's a couple ways we can do it. We have their phone number, so we can pick up the phone and call them. Or there's this, when I say and or, because I do both, you can fill out this form to get more information. So you can put your name, phone number, email, and you could either use their preset template, I'm interested in this property, contact, or you can highlight over this and put a custom field in there. But the point here is that this is going to send them an email notification that you're interested in their property, and hopefully they'll call you back or they answer the phone. Okay, so, and then once you've done that, you've made contact, now we're going back to our traditional steps, which is If you need to get more info, like pictures to make your analysis, then get that, ask for that more information. Analyze the deal, which you do that right in your deal analyzer inside Flipster, and then make the offer. And you can do that, make that offer using our Offer Generator Pro, which is our contract for submitting offers. Now, the point of this training is not to go through how to analyze and make offers, but rather how to get the lead. But the next step would be to actually make the offer, right? Once you've gathered and you have all the information to make an offer. Now, one more thing before we go in and I show you the live demo is we want to save these searches and set up automatic notifications for new listings. How cool is that, right? So we can save this search and we can set it up so that Zillow will automatically send you an email when there's a new FSBO listing. Now here's how we do that. Step one is you scroll. Remember how we see these images, these icons on the right-hand side? Scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see this thing down here that says save this search to get email alerts when listings hit the market. So click on that button, save this search, and then it's going to open up this box that says your search was saved. If you'd like, you can change its name or choose how often to get updates. So here's the name I put in, Atlanta, Georgia, FSBO. So then you can pick how frequent you get notified. Instant email, that means as soon as one comes available, it's going to email you, or daily. So daily would mean it sends it one time per day and it gives you a list of anything that's new. I like the instant, right? Because I want to know as soon as a listing comes available, contact that seller, see if I can work a deal. So I don't want to wait and get one email per day. I want to get them as soon as they come in. It does mean you got to watch your email and make sure that you're right on it once a notification comes in, right? Because speed is often the name of the game. The quicker, the first one to the seller sometimes gets the deal. And then you click update search. Now you can't do this if you don't have an account. Accounts are free, so make sure you set up a free account. Save your searches, get instant email notification, and then that makes it really easy because once you've gone through your entire list, now you just need to stay on top of your daily new postings and circle back and do follow-ups on the ones that are existing, right? So really important there, those couple of steps. Okay, so before I get into kind of some cold calling and scripting, let me now take a second here and show you how this would look real time, okay? So let me go over here to Zillow. So Zillow.com, you can see that I'm logged into Zillow.com, and then I'm under buy, and then I'm gonna put Atlanta, Georgia. So you can see here it opened up Atlanta, Georgia. It's showing me a map on the left-hand side and showing me the list here. Now it's remembering because I was just in here looking, but normally what it does is it highlights everything. So it would look like this if you first come in here. So you got all these check boxes and, you know, and then it usually highlights all this stuff, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna uncheck box it. We're gonna uncheck box these other ones we don't want. The only one we want is by owner. And then we're gonna keep potential and we're gonna look at just make me move, get rid of the solds and everything else. So now all I have checkboxed is make me move and by owner, 112. So another one came available since I set my screen caps up earlier. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do for my search. 151 homes, here's my list. Now you can see here as I scroll through, scrolling, you know, I could pick, here's that one right here. So look at that thing, there's that dog. There's one picture. Here's the address, for sale for $65,000. And then there's whatever information I can get there. So here's the form I can fill out. If I scroll down a little bit, here's the property owner right here. And then if I keep scrolling down, keep going down, listing provided by Morganic Properties LLC, and then there's that number. Okay, so that's that information I showed you. There's two different places where you can get that contact information. So I can fill out a form here, or I can pick up the phone and call this person. What I do is I call them. If they answer, great, we have a conversation. If they don't answer, I immediately send a text. And I'll know if it's a cell phone if my text goes through or if it bounces. So that's how I find those leads. Now, if I want to offer this, I can just click close. Takes me back to my list. Well, what's kind of cool here, I was going through this. Let me see if there's a, where it is. I saw another one on here that was a really good lead. And let's see if I can find it again. You know, a lot of these look pretty beat up here. Look at this one. Leaves all over the roof, yard, missing a garage door. Great investment opportunity in desirable Lincoln home. Please complete your due diligence prior to submitting an offer. The property is vacant. For a quicker response, text or email. Okay, so they're telling you how to communicate with them. So here's the property owner information. Again, right here, ignore these premier agents. Those are just advertisements. And then I'm going to scroll down here and see what else it says. Look, Morganic Properties. There they are again. So we quickly found 2 listings by owner from this wholesaler. So this wholesaler is or investor. I'm assuming they're a wholesaler. This investor is a player. They're putting their postings on the by owner feature. And you want to do a couple things. You want to make contact with, if you're in Atlanta, you want to make contact with this wholesaler. You want to join their email list. You want to get out, you want to go find their website. I would probably right now Google their name and phone number or whatever and see what I can find online. I would also Google this address because it's probably showing up on a website somewhere. Okay, but this is a serious player, this Morganic Properties. Let's see what else I can find here. Just looking at the pictures of these properties, seeing if I can find one that's distressed looking. Here's another one. I mean, a roof's all falling apart. And this one's got a little bit different contact here information. Let's just, before we read through that, let's see if this is the same guys. I don't think so, different phone number. Keith Jones, see listing website. That's kind of cool. And then a phone number, so we'll come back to that. But let's go back here, and they've got pictures. So look at this, look at these pictures of this thing. It's the back half of this thing is like being framed or something. This thing is, whoops, where is it, this one? So let's read the comments. Fix and flip, handyman special, needs everything, but this investment has lots of upside opportunity. Cash deal only, price is firm. Agents and wholesalers, you must add your fee on top of my sale price. $1,500 non-refundable EMD. So this is no blind offers. This property is open, go walk it for yourself. Yeah, because I mean, look at the backyard, right? Are you kidding? You can just walk right in the backyard. There it is. I mean, first thing I'm thinking is tear down. Look at the inside of this thing, windows all open. I mean, like, why not start with a clean canvas and just tear this thing down? But maybe you can take it from here, I don't know. Pretty hammered property though. But look at all the pictures. I got 32 pictures that I'm scrolling through right now. Isn't this cool, guys? This is awesome. This is right on Zillow for sale by owner. And I've got the contact information for this person. So there's not much to see here. It's just all rough framed with the back of this thing wide open. So I'm gonna close that down, and just for fun, let's go down here and click on this, see listing website. Okay, so it's a custom page here, Atlanta, GA, Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, GA, WholesalingRealEstate.com. So they got kind of a unique listing there. Buy Atlanta wholesale properties. So they just got a simple kind of opt-in thing here. That's it. So it's just kind of it's just a lead capture page. So let's go back. Whoops, let's go back to our property. Here's that property there. And this Keith, where'd it go? Keith Jones and phone number. So another investor. So there's another investor. Let's just see what else we can find. This one looks pretty beat up. Okay, this doesn't have anything, just information about the house. So this is kind of pre-filled out information that Zillow adds in there. So they didn't add any comments, custom comments. There's the property owner. information. Let's see at the bottom of it has if there's any more information. Oh, Morganic. It's our buddy's Morganic. So that's the third one now we found from Morganic. And I'm just quickly going through these. I'm not even really kind of taking my time and looking at them. This one looks pretty hammered. And I'm just going to go straight to the bottom and see if this is Morganic again. No, Innovative Home Buyers Group. So a different investment company has this one posted, and they only have a couple pictures boarded up. And this is a great opportunity for the savvy investor, meaning what that means is huge rehab. Make sure you're into big rehabs if you're interested in this thing. But there's another investor that we found there. Now, these really beat up ones we're finding are investors, but you might find one that's a little less hammered like this one. And this one might not be an investor. So let's just see what we find out down here. All we have is a phone number, no name or anything, and then a phone number. So we don't know who this is because it doesn't say it's an investor with an investor name. 4-sided brick, 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 10 minutes to Hartsfield, Jackson Airport, 10 minutes from downtown. Okay, great for Airbnb also. And then there's pictures here. Definitely a rehab. I mean, look at it, right? Let me go do the full pictures real quick. I mean, look at the kitchen. I mean, it's hammered. Okay, so awesome lead. This is a great lead. It may be an investor or it may not be. It's vacant, so I mean, it's more than likely an investor, but it could be a burned out landlord. It could not be a wholesaler that's just posting all their stuff on here like Morganic is doing. Okay, so that's a good lead. And let's see what else we can find here. Here's a make me move. Let's just take a look at this one. See where it says right here, make me move, and it's a blue. So let's just go see what this thing looks like. So it's got stuff in it. Let me just look at a bigger picture. So it's either staged or they just did a really good job of making it look presentable. But these can be great deals. I mean, I would make an offer. I make offers on all of this stuff. So it doesn't matter what it's priced at. Remember, making offers on deals, it's to identify if the seller's motivated, right? So we make the offer. If they're motivated, they'll counter with something attractive, and then we can work the lead from there. So I'm not just going after the super obvious ones. I'm going after any and everything that looks like it would be a good opportunity. Okay, so let's go see if there's any others. I'm just looking at kind of price points. Some of these are priced all over. So let's take a look at this one, for example. Someone take a bite out of the roof right there. What happened to that? Newly remodeled. So this says newly remodeled. Must see pics coming soon. Okay, so who knows what's going on there? But it is by owner, so you could contact them and say, hey, I saw your property for sale. You know what's going on. So there's that one. What else do we have? This one looks a little distressed, boarded up. Awesome opportunity, lots of potential fixer-upper. That's all I need to know. This is a lead. So let's see what it looks like. So they're showing me the property. They're obviously thinking the property's a big deal, the house, more than the house. Property owner information right here. And let's see what they say down here at the bottom. Okay, same thing. So just a phone number, no name. So we don't know what's going on really. Okay, but as you can see here, finding some great leads. Now let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so what do you do now, right? You've identified these leads. What's the next step? So first thing that I like to do is I pretty much start my cold calling, positioning, my scripting with, hi, I'm calling about your house for sale at, and then there's a couple things that I want to say kind of like right in my intro, my elevator pitch, which is I'm a local investor. I like to make I'd like to make a cash offer to buy your house as is, and we can close whenever you're ready. I can close as quick as you need to. So I focus on three things: cash, as is, close quickly. Cash, as is, close quickly. If those three things can come up somewhere very quickly in your conversation, that will catch somebody's attention, right? That's a motivated seller. So that's kind of my thing. If I start a call or if I text somebody about the lead, I'll say kind of that something along those lines. Now let's say that we're starting the conversation, right? The first thing I want to find out is, am I talking to the decision maker? So are you the homeowner, right? Do you own this home? And it's important to kind of find out, well, is it you, or is it your spouse, or is it your son, or are you a tenant, or are you trying to sell somebody else's property? Like, who are you I'm talking to in relation to who actually owns this property? Okay, so that's important for me to find out, the decision maker. The next question I like to ask or find out is, what is the situation with the house? You know, why do you want to sell your house? And here what I'm really looking for is, one is gain their trust. I need to listen. I need to not talk. I need to be quiet, and I need to listen. People want to work with people that care. The more you can show that you care about them and their situation, the more likely they'll want to work with you to sell you their house. So oftentimes this is what I call the cry on your shoulder. Let them tell you their problems. Let them tell you why, you know, their mom died and now they own this property, and, you know, or they lost their job and now they're behind on their payments, and why it's not their fault or whatever, and just listen. Sometimes I'll just listen for a half an hour, right, to somebody's, and then when they're done and they feel like I care and I've listened, now they're open to work with me and talk with me. The other thing that I just want to listen for is what I call the seller's hot buttons. Now, what are hot buttons? Hot buttons are what's really important to that seller, and this can help you provide solutions. It can help you customize your offer to meet their needs. Maybe they need money to move. Maybe they have to sell it by a certain date, like next Friday, because of a foreclosure. Maybe they don't want to do any repairs. Maybe the property has mold. Whatever that you can find out, where it can really help you know what to do with the situation, how to help them, and how to customize your offer. The next question I like to ask is, how much do you owe, right? What do you owe on this property? Because now I can tailor how I'm going to make my offer. Maybe I'm going to offer to do a seller carry. Maybe I'm going to do cash. Maybe I find out instantly that there's no equity, because if they owe 150,000 and I know that I got to be somewhere around 100,000, we don't have a deal that's going to work probably, right? So I want to know, how much do you owe before I do any more due diligence. I have a follow-up question, which is, what do you owe on any subsequent mortgages, right? What do you have? Did you take out a home equity loan on top of your first position mortgage? The other thing is, do you have any tax liens or other liens that would need to be paid off that are tied to the house? So sometimes there's other liens, like $1,000 HOA lien that hasn't been paid yet, or whatever it might be. So just ask those follow-up questions. Now, you're going to find out eventually, because if you get the contract and you go to title, title's going to run a search, obviously, so that you have clear title, and they're going to find those liens. But you don't want to get to that point and find out that there's another $50,000 second mortgage on the property that you didn't know about because you didn't ask, okay? So what is the condition of the home? And a question I like to ask is, how would you rate the house on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 means it needs torn down and 10 means it's brand new and impeccable? You know, 1 to 10, what would you rate the house? And you'll hear things from 5 to 7 to 2, you know, but it gives you an idea of where the seller's at. Now, they could be way off, right? But at least it gives you somewhere to start with. And then I ask specifically about certain major items, like, okay, well, what's the condition of the roof? How old is the furnace? You know, questions like that to start to understand what really needs to go on here, what condition it's really in. Now, obviously, you're going to need to either see the property or get really good pictures to be able to determine what the real repair number is. But these are just questions you want to initially ask and start to get an idea of the condition of the property, assuming you don't have pictures. Because some of these by owner listings in Zillow have pictures, as you saw in the example we just did, and some of them don't have any pictures, maybe just one. Okay, so you have limited information. Next question is, what would you like to do with the house? What is your goal with this property? I mean, obviously you want to sell it because you have it listed, but what would you really like to see happen? Maybe it's sell it really quickly, maybe it's lease it back, maybe, hey, I own it free and clear and I'm open to sell or carry it for you. You know, there's all kinds of things that you can do that are creative if you find out what the seller really wants. So ask that question, what is it that you really want to do with this house? Next thing is you really have to set the expectations, right? Motivated sellers will trade equity for peace of mind. If they're motivated and they want to get rid of that house, they want that headache gone from their life, they will gladly trade equity, meaning sell it to you at a discount, for peace of mind. That's worth the trade-off to them. It's important to know this, that they'll trade equity for peace of mind. But you need to help them understand the benefits of selling to you, an investor, over listing it with an agent or trying to sell it on their own. And again, what are those benefits? Well, I'm cash, I can close quickly, I'll buy it as is, you don't have to make any repairs, you don't have to do anything. I'll give you cash for keys, meaning at closing, I'll give you some cash. I'll pay for your moving truck, I'll find you a new place to live. Whatever it is that you can do and build that into your formula or build that into your price to help that person see why working with you is such a benefit. Okay, set those expectations. And then finally, you're going to want to set up a meeting or some kind of follow-up. Now, I've got an asterisk here. Only go see a property if and only if the lead is promising. If it's not a promising lead, meaning you've done kind of an initial analysis and what they're asking or what they owe is way more than you could ever pay, then you don't want to waste your time and go look at the property and meet them, right? So if that's the case, then what I do is I give a verbal offer on the phone. I say, look, I need to be somewhere around $74,000 for this deal to work. And the reason why is I'm going to go in, I'm going to fix it up, and that's an investment in time, energy, and money. And then I've got to turn around and sell the property, make a little bit of a profit. But in order for this all to work, then I need to be around the 74,000 or whatever. I need to be around this number. And I kind of throw that out there. I kind of say, you know, I can pay this. Obviously, I'll need to come look at it and do a few other things, but I just want to let you know that my price is, and I just give them that price right then and there on the phone. And that at least lets me know where they're at. Some people will write a check. Some people will, you know, do whatever they have to do to make that deal work. So if it doesn't sound promising, I still give them my number. If then they say, okay, well, I'm interested, let's talk further, you know, now I can follow up with a visit or an offer or whatever. So assuming that it's a good lead and the lead's promising, then the next point here is be assertive, right? Be assertive. Repeat back their contact information, the day and time for meeting them and following up. Send a reminder when you're on your way. Send another reminder when you're 10 minutes away. You know, make sure that they're crystal clear on when you're meeting them and what you're going to do there. So I'll tell them, I'll say, hey, when we get together, I'm going to be prepared to write you an offer right then and there. And if that meets your expectations and meets my expectations, let's go ahead and get a contract and let's move towards a closing to help you sell your property, okay? And then be prepared to write the offer on the spot. So have a blank offer with you and be prepared to do that. Okay, so that's the end of this presentation that I wanted to show you. Let me just do a quick rundown again of the steps. You can re-watch this, but you're going to log into Zillow. You're going to click on buy, put in your area or zip code, checkbox the buy owner and the make me move. Then you're going to scroll through the listings. You're going to identify potential leads, get their information, and then contact them. So click on the interested leads, scroll down and find their contact information, call them, text them, submit them on this form, make contact with them, then gather your information, do your analysis, make the offer. Save your searches by setting up, scroll all the way down on the bottom of the right-hand side where these images are. Click Save This Search, name it, click Instant Email, update your search, then go through some of the scripting here that I've talked about. Hi, I'm calling about your house. I'm a cash investor and I'll buy it as is and I can close quickly, and then go through these questions here and make sure that you work through that lead and get to the next step, which is making an offer. Okay, so guys, I hope you found this really helpful. Like I said, we're going to transcribe this. We're going to put this in a step-by-step format for you. There is a huge opportunity growing every day to get leads on Zillow under the For Sale by Owner and the Make Me Move features. Make sure that you're using this as a tool every single day in your lead generation, and you will get deals. You will get really good deals. So excited for you about that. On our next Q&A, if you've got questions about this, actually, we've got time here on this call. So what we'll probably do is open this up right now to Q&A, and then you can go ahead and ask questions. We can talk about it. Anything to do with anything we've talked about on this training, or really anything else too, we can talk about it. But specifically about this training on finding For Sale by Owner leads on Zillow would be really, really cool. And Jerry Norton here, super excited for you. Can't wait to talk with you and make sure that you get this training tool, this one niche strategy implemented in your business so you can find more deals, make more money, and improve your lifestyle. All right, Jerry Norton here signing off, and we'll see you soon.